Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing 3 5x5 walkthrough solves. Alright, so for this scramble, what I notice are this, this, and this. So I'd start off solving I'd move this into place, move this, that into place, and I see these 2 red pieces. Then I look around for the other one. Here it is. I bring that up into between these to make a line. That, I just insert that. Then I have to solve orange next, so I see this piece. I'm going to insert it to make a little line. Then I see these. Then I notice this. See this orange piece, and then I see these down here. I'm going to insert it. Alright, so next at this point I'd probably solve green just because it's right here, and I see this here. Then at this point, in a solve, I'd probably just go ahead and pair these up to make a little line. That into place, and I see these and this here. So how I'd solve it is I put this here and insert this. Alright, so next I'd probably solve white. So I'd just bring this down like here. I'd want to insert this here. Then I see these 2. I also notice that this has a line here, so I'm actually going to try and preserve that just to make the last 2 centers a bit easier. So I'll put this here, move this over. Instead of bringing this down and just doing an R2 again, I just go ahead and bring it up. That, then I'd insert this line, last 2 center case. Alright, then for edge pairing, I see this immediately, so I want to find the other edge. Here it is. And I probably just solve this one next because I see these 2. I see this one. These 2. This one here. I see these 2 here, so I'm going to make sure I find the other piece for it. That on this face, I'll flip over. Here it is. And I probably solved these 2, so I'd just go ahead and take out. I'd look around for the other piece. Here it is. Next I see these 2 right here. This one here. And I see this. I look around, I see that the orange piece it's not back here because this is solid. This is red and blue. And it's not, I can see that it's just not here and here, so look around, here it is. And I'd probably solve these next. And these are that'll be the 7th edge, so I want to keep that in mind. Alright, so then I'll just insert these. So I'll go ahead and line up the centers. I see these 2, so I want to find the other piece. And instead of just inserting this, instead what I'm going to do is, because I see these already paired up, so I'm going to move them here so they stay that way. I'll go ahead and put these here. Then at this point I'd probably flip these over. I'd move them into place, and put these in to replace it, and then just stay the last 2 center, or last 2 edge case, sorry. Alright, so for this next scramble, the first thing I see immediately is these here. So when I solve the first 2 centers, I'm going to make a T, or when I solve the first center, I'm going to make a T shape, and then I'm going to insert another edge to make a big block. So it looks like this is actually going to have a nice start because I see these here, this, and this right here. And I see the other ones. So how I'm going to solve this is, I'm going to move this over to here. I'll bring this up, move this over to solve the T like that. Then just move this over like that. Then I'd insert this. And then at this point, since this is right here, I know I'd see it in a solve. So I just bring this down like that. Alright, so at this point I'd look around for to build another blue line, and this happens to already be formed, which is fantastic. So instead of inserting it this way and leaving this up here, I'd move it over here since it was like this, just to make sure so it would be taken out, so I could form another line easier. So I go ahead and do that. I look around, I see this. Then I see this up here. I also notice this, which is just wow. So this solve actually has really nice center so far. So yeah, just go ahead and put this here. That, then I'd go for white because I already saw that I had a big block built, so I'd put that back into place. Then I'd start building the last white line, so I'd probably move this over here because I use the R layer more than I use the L layer to build lines, so I'd just go ahead and start doing that. I see this. Then I'd solve red because it already has the line solved, and I see this here and this. Insert it. Then I see these and this. Insert this. Then just the last two centers. Alright, so the first edge group I see is this one. I see these two, so I'm gonna solve these next. This is here. Then at this point, I'd probably pick these. This is probably what I'd see in a solve is these two right here. The orange and blue. And the last one's right here. So at this point, I'd want to solve these next. So instead of just inserting this randomly, I'm going to flip it over and just try and find the other edge. It happens to be right here. I also noticed these, so I'm going to try and solve these next. So in this case, I'll just take them out and try and find the other piece. Here it is. Then I'll look around, see these two here, and this. So at this point, since this is the last of the 4 edges that need to go on this side, I'll just put that here. I'll flip over, I see these two here, so I'm going to solve these next. It's not anywhere here, so I'll look around, here it is. Then I'd probably go for these ones. Here's the piece. And just go ahead and insert them. Right now in this case, since these are right here, I'm going to make sure that I don't mess them up. So how I'm going to solve the last 4, or get the centers back together, is I'll do that. Flip these over, and then go ahead and put this into place. It happened to actually solve that, which is nice. So then what I'll do is solve this right here. And then just the last 2 edge case. Alright, so for this last solve, how I'd solve, what I see in this is a line here, these two here, this one, and these ones here. So how I'm going to solve this is I'm going to make a line out of these, and then make a line out of these, or I'm going to make a line out of these ones, insert them, and then make a line out of these ones. So I'm going to do that is like this. So this is here. Make the line, insert them, rotate, and use the M slice, bring this up like that, and just insert these like that. Hopefully you're able to follow along to that. Alright, so next I see that I have this here and this. So instead of just doing that, is I want to take these two out, so I'm going to do a U2 so I get these out. Then what I'll do is I'll make a little line, insert it, and then make a big line like that. At this point I'd probably go for blue just because it's right here, so I'd probably put this into place. I see these here, so I'm going to solve them into a line like this. So I probably wouldn't see this in a solve, so I'd probably mess that up. And then I see these, insert these. Then I'd just solve orange next because it's right here. Go ahead and insert this line. Need to make a big line, so I'm going to use the M slice like that. Then at this point, probably what I'd do is just something like that, just to make a middle line. Then insert this, and then just this. Alright, so I notice these two here. This. And I see these two. This here. Then I see these. This one here. This one. I actually see both these, so I'm gonna do that. Then I see this one, and I notice I caught this one out of the corner of my eye, so like that. Then I see these two. this one. So see that after I insert this one, I'm only going to have one left to finish the first 8, so I want to keep that in mind and not build an additional edge by mistake. So I'll probably just go for the red-blue. And there we go. Alright, the center's already lined up, which is alright, I guess. Looking around, I see these two. So I'm going to hold like this. They're back here, so do the edge flipping alg, bring those back. Then I'll probably put this into place. And instead of just bringing this over, flip this over like that. And then, sorry, I actually messed up that last 2 edge case, but hopefully you get the point.